Hello and welcome to the Low Code Campfire. This is episode number 250 for Friday, July 3rd, 2026. So in addition to celebrating America 250, we are celebrating 250 episodes of the Low Code Campfire. I am Dale Warner, head of support for Plant App, and yeah, we'll do a little bit today. I don't know that it'll be a very big session, but we will enjoy it a little bit. The Low Code Campfire is an event that we do most Fridays at 10 a.m. Central Time, and it's all skill levels welcome. So bring something to show, something you're working on, and use our expert team to get some help. We record all these, put them on YouTube, so youtube.com/plantandapp, and you can get all those 250 episodes. And lots of good content in there. We'll run this agenda. We stop and say hello because we're a friendly group, and then we'll go around the campfire if anybody has something that they want to submit or talk about. You can submit things in advance. Just send them to me at support@plantandapp.com. I'll put them on the agenda, and we maybe do a little bit of research, and then we can talk about them on Fridays. So, hello one and all, or hello one. Okay, done.
That I am on my mobile today, and I don't use this interface enough to know where everything is.
Okay. Well, welcome. We'll do a short session today if it's just you and me and you in the car. But I have a little bit to talk about, and maybe whoever joins either later or in replay will get a little bit out of it. Did you happen to come with something that you wanted
Yes.
to talk about?
I do not have a specific Planet App issue or concern, but I definitely wanted to be in on the 250th episode, so that's why I'm here. We have an attendance very similar to what's going on in Washington right now. Uh, so hey,
Yeah,
let's
absolutely.
that's I guess that's just how it is. It
Yeah.
is a holiday for a lot of people, so but I thought I would jump in and contribute something.
Well, thank you. In which case, I'm going to jump right on to. I had one thing prepared, and we'll go through that and see where it leads. Um, And the one thing is that I have been putting off for a while a campfire contribution. This is something that somebody on the help desk asked me about to produce or help them with, and it seemed like a fun thing to implement. So I'm going to jump right into that. Um, yeah, if I can find where I put it here. There it is. So the thing was about doing a survey that if you could have just a kind of a bland old survey you want to rate from 1 to 5 or 1 to 10 and register your pleasure or unsatisfaction with something and so rather than and the radio boxes are very good for that. I'll show you the behind the scenes on this, but what we have here is this is an unstyled radio box where when you click on one of these images, I have some Legos here that indicate whether they are very unhappy or completely satisfied and everything in between. But notice that we get the radio box image, the circle, and so you get to see that where which one is selected by that. Um, so the setup of that radio box, the unstyled version, I'll just pay attention to that one first. It's pretty much a default. I've checked display horizontally. I'm happen to be using an items list, and the items are just we since this supports HTML, for the item itself, I'm using an image with a source pointing to Lego 1 through Lego 5, and then they get a value 1 through 5 as well. Um, the the styled one is actually identical, except that it has the name of radio boxes, but it's exactly the same content. But what we get with some CSS is instead of seeing the circle, the radio button indicator, you see a red outline on the on the number one unhappy version, and you see a slightly different color every time you move along. So we're getting a different color, and also it's styling whatever the image is. In this case, the images are square, but it's putting it inside of a circle. So if I had some other kind of image, it will you'll see that it's chopping them off. So like the original had shoulders, and it's chopping those off. So it's styling in nice faces. Your results will vary depending on what images you use, but it's all the magic happens in CSS. I have in my UI settings, I happen to be using Page Builder. Page Builder lets us put CSS on the page, and this is fairly well documented what the CSS is doing. But and I haven't really taken the effort to use a CSS class, which would be a better solution. But instead, I'm using the exact name of the form, so it's form 3299 and styling the radio boxes field. But it's uh, all the different transformations that are necessary to make that happen. And so now this is a contribution for that you can refer back to if you happen to want to do this or any other kind of survey and do it with images.
I have
So that,
exactly that same need, so that's perfect.
well, great. So I just got this far with it before we started today. And so I'm going to do just one more thing, which is in our, um, this is on the campfire.plantnf.com website. We have this contributions listing, and I'm just going to fill in the blanks here a little bit to explain what we accomplished on this page so that you'll be able to find it. So we have a link to the page, and its name is Radio Box Survey Question with Images. So we'll fill in the blanks there. And how to style a radio box.
A number of my clients are government agencies, and they will always are looking for feedback. And so my thought is some technique like this would be wonderful for the bottom of any of the forms that they fill out. So, how easy was this process? Well, how easy was this form to fill out with and then it's just yet another one of the fields that are in the form, not its own survey per se, but just part of a process so that people give instant feedback.
Absolutely. So the question that this came out of was someone had a series of far more traditional happy faces and frowny faces, the very simple background colors. I thought it would be fun to ask ChatGPT to make something other than that, and it came up with a lot of suggestions like drooping plants versus vibrant and healthy plants. So you could easily pick images that would work for you in your survey, and make things that are very
That's perfect.
recognizable. Yeah,
Yes, the drooping plants versus good plants is perfect because the latest project is to bring in the county's green initiative into the main website, and so adding that in as the icons for your satisfaction, being plants instead of smiley faces is perfect.
yeah, and so you're with AI, you're Now, it also I was trying to get it to do Star Wars, but it thought it was going to get into trouble with that one, and it had some liability issues. So
Yes, yes,
it wouldn't
definitely.
give me that, but it definitely gave me these generic plastic figures and suggestions on things like uh, you know, food-based items, ice cream being melted versus a giant sundae or whatever. And so I think it'd be easy to theme these along the lines of whatever your site is oriented
Yeah, they
around and make it be relevant.
definitely wouldn't give you Star Wars stuff. These are not the droids you're looking for. They're not going to be able to do that.
uh, the illustrious Mark has joined us, and Mark, I've finally gotten around to documenting this thing that we talked about months ago. So happy 250th, and it's here on the contributions page.
Hello, Dale. Happy 250th. You got around to documenting what? I'm sorry, I just popped in.
Uh, the images on radio boxes. So
Oh,
for surveys, so smiley faces versus frowny faces, and the CSS necessary to do that. So transforming from uh, a typical radio box with images to one that has some uh, when you click, you get circles and different color circles depending on which image you click and things
I
like
like
that.
that very much. I can think actually of a number of things where that would be very useful and fun.
Yeah. And that is 100% of the preparation that I had done for this show. So,
So, any idea? Because I'm sure you've got to be over 250 contributions. There are so many of them that you provided
well,
for us.
well, they're not all mine, but we're up to 155. So
Oh,
that's
wow.
pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's still a lot of no. That's a lot of examples of how to do these things.
Yeah. Hello, Jim. Joining late, but we're glad you're here.
Hello. I
Oh,
was I was, slowed by traffic.
well, I think Don is in the middle of traffic, so it's
Yeah,
all
there's nothing I can do about it. I have given a plug a couple of times because we're using Plantin app with my wife's book about Agatha Christie terms, and she has another book which is very similar to Little House on the Prairie, which is doing an immersive experience in downtown Chicago today, and we're going down there to see it. And so we have to be on the road during campfire, so can't
ah.
get can't get out of it.
So this is an immersive experience on something that she authored.
Well, that would be wonderful. That
Yeah.
might be coming. In fact, who knows who we might meet at this immersive thing. The book that she wrote is very similar, only it happened about 40 years earlier than the
Ah.
Little House stuff. And Little House is, prairie schooners, the wagon train stuff. But her book, which is a real schooner. So it's some people came from New York across the Great Lakes to land in Chicago and then continue on about 40 miles out to a town called Naperville, which is a very famous Chicago suburb. And that's where we lived for quite a while. So the book is the origin story of Naperville, basically, but is very similar to Little House on the Prairie. So it reads like that, and who knows? Wouldn't it be nice to see that as a series on Netflix, like they're doing the Little House, which starts next week?
Absolutely.
So,
All right. So a couple of you missed first call, and I didn't know if there's anything that you were wanted to talk about, or just wanted to be here for to say you were at the 250th celebration.
I was here.
All right.
Me
Want to
so
make
too.
right now we have surpassed percentage-wise the number of people that are visiting the Washington. It's very good.
well. Um, So aside from that one contribution, that's all I had prepared for today, and I would hate to cut you off, but we could just call it here and say that we were here.
Sounds great.
All right, without objection, we will adjourn and do it again all over again next week. Thank you all for joining.
All right, see you guys.
All right, bye-bye.
Take care.